You know we're letting this run all the way. 7 games? You better believe we're letting this run all the way. Give it to me. That's right. Feel it. That win. 7-game win streak. He's done. 7-game win streak. He's done. 7-game win streak. He's done. I said 7-game win streak and that was wrong. 7-game win streak. 7-game win streak. Hey, out some more. Why not? What else you gotta do? What are you doing? 10:30 on a Wednesday. What are you doing? You know what you're doing? You're trying to find something to watch on TV. That's what you're doing. Get the fuck out of here. Should we just cut it? Because I mean, like, it's just a little bit like, hey, you know what? Just fucking cut it. Just fucking cut it. We're ending this. We are ending this, and then we are telling Jimmy thank you very much for his services. He's still got to step it up. Wow. I'm just, you know, I'm tired from that. That wore me out. He cultura. 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 However you say it, that's how you say it. Now and forever, I don't make the rules. I just make the rules. I am studiomogura. I just noticed that the PayPal thing is missing. Wait a minute. One of the CashApp things is missing. What did I do? Why is that gone? Why is that gone? Oh, you know, I think I moved. Oh, no, it's there. I don't know what I did. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. This is unacceptable. Someone is getting fired. After this, we're gonna one of those to them. What is this? No, but for real, like, where did it go, bro? Because, you know, I don't know. Je ne sais quoi. ¿A dónde se fue? La cosa que va. Ahí está. Thank you very much. Can we fix this now? Thank you. God, you're so ridiculous with this, bro. I mean, and you call yourself a professional. You want the people to be happy for you and support you, but, you know, you find a way always to destroy all life in existence. Should we start again from the beginning? No, we're not going to do it again. We're just going to pick it up for where we pick it up, okay? So, He Cultura, you know how we do it. Hit me up the PayPal. Hit me up the Cash App. Buy my book, Full Moon Nights, available on Amazon. Softcover, $9.99. Not too much. Story about the early days of the Miami rave scene in the year 2000s. That's not even the early days of the Miami rave scene, because that was already, like, you know, the second. That's like probably the third generation of the Miami rave scene. Like, you gotta say that the first generations of the Miami rave scene was, you know, 70s, 80s coming into like that, for when the 80s and the techno music started coming in. And then, like, the early 90s rave scene, that's when that shit was really, like, this was when it was born. The early 90s rave scene, late 80s, early 90s. And then that kind of just, you know, went and did its thing for the whole 90s decade. And that was, like, an underground world that was just very, like, that was it. And then came the post-99 rave scene. That, like, that's where it was, you know, it took it to another level. You know, it like, was like, we got what we, this is what we started with, and now we're going to take it here. And then from here, that eventually gave to what you have today. So, anyways, check it out. Full Moon Nights, available on Amazon. Also available on Barnes & Noble in hardcover. Hit it up, okay? Check out my website, octotaco.com. That's where I have my blog, and that's where you can check out my comics. And if you want to buy any of my comics, you can go ahead and just buy it or send me a message and let me know that you bought it and all that kind of stuff. And then also check out my TeePublic shop, which is my t-shirt designs, which is, you know, I got a couple there that are pretty cool that are selling well. And then also please check out my music. That's my Spotify. The last QR code is my Spotify playlist, where you'll see my entire discography dating back to 1999 up until last year with my latest release, The Reflection Blinds You from Seeing the Truth. Support that. Just, you know, literally just listen to the music. Just, you know, there's 120 tracks there for you to listen to, and I'm sure one of those tracks you'll like. And if you don't like any of the 120 tracks, well, you know, thank you for listening. And I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so what do you want me to say? We found it. That's it. Okay, everything's good. Goodbye. All right, we're out of here. Cultura. No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna get ahead of ourselves and be like, you see, this team can about no. We haven't done anything. We haven't proven anything. All they did was just get a win, and stop the bleeding, and wash up that funky bad smell. Wash up that musk. That's all they did. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay. We go back to the what we were talking about in previous Culturas, or at least what I was talking about because nobody else listened to this show. We're doing this in bunches. We're not doing this and looking at this in individual individual games and okay, this game, okay, now they're the best, and now they're the worst. No, we're not doing that, dude. We're not doing that. We have to look at it in bunches. Like, imagine the season broken up into individual series. Like, a series is a 7-game series. So we're looking at every 7 games. Every 7 games. I mean, sure, we kind of went off the rails there because we haven't been on Cultura, so we're not exactly like every 7 games. Once we noticed that we're like, okay, let's try and pick our shit up off the ground and fucking start right now. When you get that vibe with this team, that's when you start the 7 games. So we just finally broke. We got our asses kicked 7 games in a row. Okay, right there. We went 0-7. So let's take that 0-7 and let's just take it and flush it down the toilet. Okay, let's just do that. We take it and we flush it down the toilet. That is what's happening to that 7-game loss streak, okay? So, now that we've done that, we gotta start from scratch, right? We gotta start anew. So, this is where the 7-game streak begins, okay? So, we finally won one. We got one. We got the first game, game 1. Boom. Now, we're gonna go to game 2, who's against somebody. I don't know. Who cares? Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter who we're playing against next. Okay, it really doesn't. It's Wizards. Okay? Wizards. You see? I told you it doesn't matter. You're going to watch that game? Probably not. Is anybody going to watch the game? No. That's why it doesn't matter. But that's a game that we got to win. If we drop that game, then we got a problem. Big problem. Big. Maybe not too big, but it's a problem. It's very annoying. It's very bad. No, it's good. No, man, it's bad. It's bad. Definitely bad. Don't lose to that team. Now is the time where you beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. We're coming close to the All-Star break, so there's no reason to wait till after. Just pick it up now. Let's pick it up now. Okay? Let's pick it up now so we don't have to scramble at the end. Because scrambling sucks, bro. You know what I mean? Scrambling? I think it sucks. I just don't want to see when the All-Star game is. It's February 18th. So, okay, so we're marking on the 18th. Okay? That's after the 76ers game. So we've got basically Wizards, Kings, Wizards, Clippers, Magic, Spurs, Celtics. That is 7 games right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, and then Bucks. Celtics and Bucks. Okay, so this 7-game stretch right now, okay, which we're going to go ahead and we're just going to make it an 8-game stretch. So you know what? Let's just start it at the Wizards. Okay? We'll do a 7-game stretch from the Wizards because we had to break that 7-game loss streak with the win. Okay? So let's not even count. This win is just to break that shit and put us in, okay, we're taking a breath now. Okay, we're exhaling. That was what tonight was. Okay? So now we're going to pick up at the Wizards. So that means that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games right before the All-Star break. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. 7 games right before the All-Star. So this is a series. This is a 7-game series that we're in right now, and we can get a good kind of idea of what the fuck is up with this team, and if we really have to like worry and cry and just I don't know, go into the covers and just be like that for a long time, then we're gonna have to. Okay, but for now, let's try and see what happens with these next 7 games. So we're gonna have the Wizards. We're gonna be at the Wizards, and we're gonna be at home with the Clippers, and then at home again with the Magic, and then at home again with the Spurs, and then at home again with the Celtics. So that's 4 games right there that we're going to be at home. Okay? 4 games. All back-to-back. 4-game homestand. Clippers, Magic, Spurs, and the Celtics. Okay? And then we go on the road to face the Bucks. And then we go on the road to face the 76ers on Valentine's Day. Okay? So, and then after the 76ers, we go on All-Star break. So that is perfect. This is perfect right now to set up this team to try and get back on track. I mean, like, if we go 7-game win streak right now, like, let's just say by some act of God or whatever, the NBA gods, you're going to be okay, right? You're not going to give a shit anymore about what happened, going 0-7. Who gives a fuck? Right? These guys love to play with fire. That is something that every Miami Heat team has had, and every good Miami Heat team has had, is that they love to play with fire. Le encanta esa cosa. Le encanta jugar con fuego y estar, we'll get it done. They're literally, the Miami Heat are that overachieving kid that literally, is just, he doesn't belong in like 2nd grade. He belongs in maybe like 4th grade or some shit like that. And he's just bored in class, and he could do the work. He could do all that stuff, but it's just, he doesn't want to because it doesn't interest him at all. Like, he doesn't belong in math. He belongs in an art class, kind of shit like that. Like, that's the Miami Heat. Okay? They want to feel the pressure. They don't study until like literally like an hour before the test. That's what they do. And that's what's going on right now. So you can't jump ship. You can't listen to this motherfucking guy, Kendrick Perkins, being all like, Jimmy Butler's gotta leave, it's all on fire. No, it's not. It's just everything's okay. That just goes to show that you don't watch the Heat, man, because these guys, let me tell you, they didn't have a 7-game losing streak until like 17 years ago or some shit like that. And the last time they had a 6-game losing streak was like 2021. 2021 originally wasn't that long ago. That's only 3 years ago. That's like in this era. This team does that shit. And like last year, don't tell me they didn't have multiple 3-game losing streaks. Because I'm sure last year, they had a few 3-game losing streaks. And if you have a few 3-game losing streaks, that's the same thing practically as a 7-game losing streak. I mean, get the hell out of here. So these guys, they lose games at this time. They lose interest. This is where they're like, this is the hump they have to get over. Every team is just trying to make it to the All-Star break, so they have a couple days off. They hang with the fam, kind of get their mind right, and get back into it when they come back. Okay, but this team can't do that because it slacked so much that we fell off. So now we got to pick ourselves back up, and we got to head into the All-Star break strong. Okay, because then after that we can pick up a game with the Pelicans, and then we're gonna have to face the Kings at their place. And after tonight's game, they're gonna want to kick our ass. Okay, and we're gonna go. We're all the way in the West. It's a big ass West trip. So you go Pelicans, Kings, and then you go Trailblazers, and then to the Nuggets. I mean, that's like, already the Kings are going to want to kick our ass. So that's going to be a tough game. And then we're going to have to play at the Nuggets. And we got to find a way to not give the Nuggets, like, a win, man. We got to find a way to beat that team. Really, honestly, like, we got to find a way to beat that team. Like, that Denver game is big. I want to start winning at Denver. I hate going to Denver and giving them the win because everyone's like, oh, it's just hard to breathe up here. No, we got to try and figure something out. Okay, so let's try and do that. And then sure, we've got a couple winnable games. We got a game against the Mavericks that's gonna be tough. And then we face the Nuggets again, but they come down here, and that's a game that I don't know, man. We gotta take these games against the Nuggets somehow. At least one of them. And then if you look really close, man, in a blink of an eye, it's gonna be April, man. In a blink of an eye, it's gonna be April 14th. In a blink of an eye. At the end of this run of games, these 7 games that going into the All-Star break, that it ends on the 14th, that's 2 months away from the end of the season. So right at that break, we're 2 months out. 2 months out from the playoffs. This was eat shit time. If there was any kind of time to eat shit, it's now. It was then. Excuse me, not now, but then. Because right now, you can't eat shit anymore. Now, you're going to have to start putting the pedal down. Can't go into All-Star game or All-Star break like sluggish and eating crap. No, we got to flip the switch now. At least a little bit, man. At least turn it on and make sure that shit's humming. Like, we got to see it. I want to see it. I want to see that we can flip this so-called switch that we had that we used last year. That these guys are depending on. These guys are depending on that shit. I mean, there's no other reason. People keep saying that we don't have talent, we don't have shooting, we need this, we need that. Oh, we need that. Jimmy Butler's got to get out of here. Blah, blah, blah. No, man, we have a good team, man. Like, you know how stupid Kendrick Perkins sounds saying he's like, oh, Jimmy Butler's like, you know, in his mid-30s and he's going to be 40, blah, 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 whatever. And he's surrounded by guys who are 20s and their late 20s who can probably give him a really good long career, you know, and they can extend his career because they're young guys. Bam Adebayo is a young guy, dude. You know, Tyler Hero still finding his way in the league, man. Tyler Hero is still finding. Don't crap on Tyler Hero if you're not gonna crap on Devin Booker for not winning a title already. Okay? Because you all say that Devin Booker's better than Tyler Hero, right? Yeah, you guys what you're gonna say, right? Well, how come he hasn't won a title then? He's so good. Like, no. No. And we've been to the finals, man. Like, Hero has been to the finals. He was in the finals in the bubble. Like, I know he wasn't there last season, you know, but he definitely contributed to the team getting in that position, man, because he was the one scoring a lot last year before he got hurt. You know, but these guys gotta kind of wake up. I feel I really don't want them to be sluggish now. I want to see that they can turn it on because right now people are doubting them big time, and I know they're like they don't give a shit about that. But it would be reassuring to fans, to this fan base that you know that we know that okay, yeah, they're good. And that's basically the thing is that they're just kind of rope-a-doping people right now. I feel, but I don't want them to get caught up in the rope-a-dope and then, you know, by the time they try to wake up, it's already too late. You know, they're too behind in the points. You know, like I don't want that shit to happen. And we've seen that happen before with this team. You know, when Dragic was here, it would happen a lot. So I think, you know, I don't know if it's guys that are hurt, guys are still trying to get incohesive. The new guy, I don't want to say it's the new guy because it's literally just the new guy. You know, it's not like we've changed the entire fucking face of the team. You know, it's just we're plugging in a new point guard. And one thing that I want to see more is I want to see all the other young guys. I mean, I saw that Kane wasn't dressed. I mean, where's Jovic and like, where are all the other young guys, man? We've got players. We'll play these guys, man. We still haven't. We like completely forgot about Swider and Duncan Robinson was out today, and thank God that Jay Rich came, you know, with this miracle like 3-point shooting, like being possessed by like, you know, by Duncan Robinson or whatever the hell. Like, why didn't we see? We should have seen Swider in tonight's game, man. See what he can give us. We should have done that, bro. It was a prime game to do that. So, but no, we didn't. You know, we don't give a shit. We don't give a shit. We're gonna make it with these guys. So fuck them. Just not enough. I don't want to say that there's not enough information because there's plenty of information to know what this team is. And right now, we are middle of the pack. You know, that's what we are right now. There's no way of going about it. This team is a 25-23. We're a little bit up. We're above 500, but we gotta just try and stay above 500, man. We gotta try and stay above 500. And the Heat have played way more games apparently because. How could Sacramento be 27-19, dude? And we're 25-23. Like, that's just what's going on. Right? Is that right? I guess yeah, that is right. Weird. I still can't believe they're 27-19. I don't know. Whatever. That's how it is. We'll figure it out at the end and see who's who. But we definitely can't free fall below 500, dude. We need to stay above 500. Stay in the goddamn standings of this bullshit. We fell. I mean, and the whole fucked up thing is we just fell to 7th. And we were like, what, 6th? How is that different from any fucking year that we're in this shit? We're in the number 7 spot. Okay? And oh my god, it's a look who it is, number 1. Oh, it's the Celtics, and then the Bucks, and then the Knicks, and the Cavs, and it's the same people every year. Same people every year. We're not worried about that. We're worried about below us. You know, we're the scrappers, people still trying to fight. You know, we can't fall. We can't let the Bulls overcome us. We can't let the Magic overcome us. Like, the Magic right now is like they're on our heels. We're tied with the Magic, and we gotta make a little space there. You know, get them the hell out of here. But we're just like mediocre right now. We're just, you know, we're 500 at home away, and a little bit 1-2 games over, you know, at home. We're so lackadaisical. There's no gur. Like, the Celtics are out there trying and blah blah blah. They're this, and you know what? Let them. Let the Bucks and the Celtics kill each other, going 32 and 15, trying to fight for the top. Remember the plan, people. Like, listen to me on this. I give you my hand like the T8000, and I'm like, come with me if you want to live. This team knows what it's doing. This team knows it's slacking. This team knows it can turn it on. This team knows it's good enough to make the playoffs this year, and it should make the playoffs in some capacity. Whether it's going to be a high ranking, or it's going to be middle, or it's going to be low. It doesn't fucking matter. They just want to get in. And most importantly, they just want to get in healthy. You know, putting up getting 37 wins and 11 losses, that's not easy in the NBA. That's beating teams down and doing a lot of work. So, you know, I don't know, man. I hope these guys get at the end, and Celtics, you know, aren't beat up, and the Bucks aren't beat up, you know, because if they are, that's perfect for the Heat, and that's what we want. It's not like we're going out there and beating every team like that. Get out of here. The Heat they just gotta make it, and once they make it, we're gonna see if they can turn the switch on again. And if they can turn the switch on, and we can get Jimmy and everybody in sync and right at the right time, and then we get Tyler back, and Tyler fucking doesn't get hurt, like, we'll make a good run, man. I mean, every run that we've had, we've just been missing out Tyler, dude. We gotta keep him in this run. We gotta keep these guys healthy. We gotta find like we gotta really. I mean, I think the point guard guy is gonna be just fine, but I really want to see other guys get more minutes, man. We gotta try and get minutes to the younger guys who are spark guys, you know, and make sure that whenever we're like feeling low and the momentum's going low, we put in a spark, man. Like, that's why Walquez is so key, man, because he comes in there and he's still a rookie. You can see him make rookie mistakes still. But he's out there trying, and he's out there playing hard all the time. So he elevates the energy. He was just like how Hero was when Hero first came into the league, you know, with a very high energy. It's just Hero's now more cerebral because he's trying to actually, like, play the game and read the game and be a veteran now. You know, Walquez is not trying to do that. He's just trying to survive right now, you know. He's obviously, like, has gotten better and can, you know, he's months into the season, so he's just more acclimated to it, but he's still a rookie, so things probably for him are still, they move a little bit more faster, you know? So we're okay, man. We've got talent on this team. You know, you've seen this team defend before. It's the same guys. No one else has, like, elevated to a point that's like, oh my God, we're never going to be like this because they... Victor Wembanyama is 10 and 38. And it's like everyone posts stuff of him like, oh my God, this guy's just trying the league. Ah! And it's like that team is 10 and 38. I mean, even the Western Conference is just like, it's weird. It's Timberwolves, Nuggets, Thunder, Clippers, Kings, Suns, Mavericks, Pelicans. Lakers show up at number 9. Warriors are 12. Like, this playoffs is gonna be dominated by the Nuggets. They're the team to beat. That's why it's important that when we FaceTime, we punch them in the mouth. I apologize if I keep repeating that, and I'm sure if you go back into previous Culturas, I'm just saying the same thing. Because, unfortunately, that's what a lot of what sports is just repeating the same bullshit that you said last year, the same bullshit then, same thing. Because it is literally the same game. Unless there's like a big, obvious rule change. So, let's try and hit some of this. Let's kill this. Did I even pack this? I don't remember when I packed this, but let's try it. Whatever. It's probably gonna hurt. I believe that's the gaseous clay. Yeah, it tastes like it because it's super smooth. Oh, God, that tastes good. Sorry about that. So, I'm trying to do more of the Cultura. I really am. I just trying to do other things at the same time, and I'm just picking my battles. But let me tell you, if the Heat start going off and they start popping off, when the Heat win, I get motivated to do Cultura. That's just basically it, okay, people? So if the Heat win, expect a Cultura. If the Heat lose, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know what to tell you. That's how we do this. Do you really want to hear me bitch for fucking an hour? Or do you want me to hear me, praise this team for an hour? I'll come in and I'll bitch about this team when it needs to be bitched about. But, if they're the way that they were tossing losses in 7 games, I'm not going to fucking waste my time. Because I adopted the idea that if the Heat aren't going to try, I'm not going to try. There's a Miami Heat game, game coverage podcast thing. And if the thing I'm covering sucks, well, this thing is going to suck. So I'm doing you a favor. By instead of doing the show, just sitting here and getting stoned and just ordering a lot of ice cream from Carvel and then crying. You don't want to hear that. Cats don't even want to hear that. Did anything happen this week? I mean, I don't know. Did we watch anything? What are we watching? Oh, the True Detective still que una... No sé qué está pasando ahí. No sé qué dices, dude. Okay? This guy came out, started, the creator started bitching about the show, and it's like episode 4, bro. And it's so funny because season 2 of True Detective, everybody hated that shit. And that guy was lucky that the show even continued. I do see, of course, how that it's kind of gone off the rails, but not off the rails, but it's just very pushing this certain angle harder than it usually typically does. And I'm like, whatever, bro, that's just the season. Fuck it. As long as it harkens back to something previous or ties it back to things what you can tell is this person loves the writer director girl. I'm just gonna go on a limb here and say that she loves Twin Peaks. Because that's exactly what they're building, is a really crazy Twin Peaks kind of world. But not just, conform to this one area. No, the True Detective is all these different cities have these crimes solved by these detectives that in some capacity there is this weird kind of shit going on. Usually it ties into this mysterious group organization that controls or has power, and they're into weird ass shit. But for the most part, it's just ultimately fundamentally a detective show, and you gotta give it time. You gotta give these things time sometime, nowadays, because we're not talking about at every episode of anthology series where every episode's it's gotta hit me. Sometimes shit's gotta sometimes you don't like an episode, and then when they give you the second episode, you're like, oh shit. And then when you step back and you watch both episodes after one another, you're like, wow, this was a good chunk right here. And that's just because we're a lot of these things we're just watching broken up movies. We're watching movies that have been broken up into 30-minute, 40-minute, 50-minute, whatever. So you just gotta understand that. But you know, people want to complain for the stupidest thing. So I don't know. That was our Cultura movie talk and entertainment coverage, and now we're done forever. So yeah, man. I mean, it sucks that like when we have a win, you know, it's just what else do you want to like say? What do you want to hark at? Like again, every other thing as far as stats and bullshit you can get from fucking ESPN and anywhere else. You know, we're just here kind of like hedging this shit out, hoping to God, the NBA God, and you know, sacrificing small furry mammals for, you know, emo Jimmy. Or I guess not, because emo Jimmy wouldn't sacrifice apples. I think he would be like sensitive. You know, that's emo shit. He's sensitive. He's not like trench coat guy that's gonna like do something, you know, do something typical that happens in America every like 2 weeks. Sorry. I don't. Do we need someone else? Maybe. I don't know. I don't care. I really don't think so. I think we could do it with these guys. It's all a matter of shooting, man. Who's gonna make threes today? That's who's gonna make threes tomorrow. Who's gonna make threes in, you know, in a couple. That's all it is, man. That's all this game has become involved. It sucks, but as long as you play a little bit of defense at some point in your lives in the game, and you'll be that much better than the other team. But you gotta hit shots, man. You gotta hit shots. And I'm just really starting to get frustrated with Bam. That he misses so many bunny shots and so many shots that are just right there that he should just be. He's like, in the last couple during this losing streak, he had like no vert, and he kept on coming up short on shots. A lot, so much, and it's frustrating. And then I feel like we finally saw Jimmy's like stroke today. Like finally, Jimmy was shooting the ball and he looked good and it was going in and all that stuff. And it's just, where has this been? And so we just go back to asking ourselves, do these guys have the switch? Where's the switch? Why is the switch on all the time? And it's like, well, you know why? We just explained it previously in the, you know, as we just talked, and I ranted like an asshole. So I'm not going to repeat it again. So if you want to hear it again, just rewind the motherfucker, okay? Is anybody going? Oh, yeah, I saw that Jaquez was going to the All-Star thing, whatever the hell it is. Who cares? I was talking with my dad and I was saying, I think I would love to see, which is what we should have seen in the what is it, in the in-season tournament, that it was at Vegas, you know, and then we should see it also in the Super Bowl because it's in Vegas, and this should only happen in Vegas. It should not happen in any other city or state. It shouldn't happen even if other cities and states legalize gambling. Like even if it's legal in other cities and states, this should only happen. Like there should be like a gentleman's agreement, or a gentlewoman's agreement, a human agreement. Same way that it is like human agreement and universal understanding that the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions host the NFL Thanksgiving Day game, like that. I don't care. That's now and forever. I don't care. Those are the only two. Those are that Thanksgiving. You show Detroit and you show Dallas, always, now and forever. Okay, just like we do that in Las Vegas, in-season tournament. Okay. Not like if Las Vegas gets an NBA game, an NBA basketball team, like they can't do this every game. I don't want that in every game. I want it in just like a big game that's at there. You know, so Super Bowl, or like an in-season tournament or whatever, you know? You do something. But it's got to be like a reason, you know? An All-Star break. An All-Star break should be always in Las Vegas. Okay? And so the All-Star game, during the All-Star game, there should be points. It should be played for the viewer like a video game. So using an app on everyone's phone, you know, and you join in and you actually you obviously you put your own money and all this kind of stuff. You are, and you can even make it really cheap. Like you can make 25 cents. You don't have to make it like $1.50, $5, or any. No. You can make it. You limit it to like very small bets, so it's like it's not people. Even if people do play it a lot, they don't really ultimately lose a lot of money. And you put limits and shit. So you put limits in place to protect people from themselves. But while you're watching the game, there should be moments where on screen, like symbols or circles or placements appear. And even when you're in the stadium, using like LED lights that are on top and in whatever position, and they go off at a certain time, whatever. But that's when they go off in live, when you're watching the game, you see it live. And at the same time, you know, on screen, you'll see it like projected, like, you know, CGI, whatever. But it would be like markers that are like, if a player shoots here, you know, it pays out like 200 to 1 or 100 to 1 or whatever, depending on where it's at that moment. Like it could, you know, like it could pay out a certain way, you know? And there's things like that where there's in-game bets and stuff, but I want to see the in-game bet turn into like an interactive at-home thing. Like it's got to be tied to as the game is being played, and it's got to be shown to me like a video game. So I'm watching lights go off, I'm watching like things, like, you know how you see the Nickelodeon broadcast has like things like that. I think they should do that, but just for Las Vegas, and it should either be in-season tournament for the NBA, or it should be every team plays a Las Vegas game at some point in their season. And if that's the case, well, then you do a lot. But I wouldn't want it to be a Las Vegas team, and I wouldn't want that every time it's every Las Vegas team. Like you go, whenever you go to the Las Vegas to play Las Vegas, like this happens every game. I don't think it should be every game. It should be just like a special game, like the Super Bowl, you know, or the NBA Finals or something like that. Ideally, like maybe one of the NBA Finals games is, but you don't want to take that away from the home team. That's why it's got to be like in-season tournament, always in Las Vegas, and then you have this shit. You know, you have like an LED light up court, so it's like it's visible, right? And so while the players are playing, they can themselves go to the point if they want to shoot it from there. You know, like they're playing live action NBA jams, you know? And what would be amazing is like when players start to play really well, it acknowledges that shit, and like somehow through motion tracking tied to like robotic arms, like that had like the LED lights, like spotlights on it, it tracks the player, or it colors the player with you know, gold or red or whatever the fuck, and it does it like NBA jams, like, oh, this guy's on fire, you know, stuff like that. Like bring like those CGI elements somehow to the court, so the player it can hide those things. Like players want to be a part of that. Players want to be playing in a live action video game, dude. They want to fucking feel that shit. They want to see things like that. They want to, you know, they want to make it fanfare. Like really make this into really, you know, dive into the entertainment portion of this sport. You know, I understand that the sport itself is supposed to be the entertainment, but we're beyond that as humans. We've evolved beyond the being able to just pay attention to the game. We want to pay attention to the game while we're on our phones, while we're doing our bets, while we're talking with our friends, we're drinking this beer, we're trying to hit on this girl, we're like, you know, calling our family, blah, blah, blah. And so it's like, we're already these creatures that are able to multitask, you know? So you might as well just dig into it and, you know, make us go crazy. So I would like to see something like that, especially the Super Bowl would be prime testing ground for something like that, where it's like, you know, if he catches the kickoff or a punt and he starts to run it, like right there and then the field lights up with a thing. Is he gonna score 100 to 1? 1,000 to 1, and just bet now, and people are just betting, and in that little split second, you could probably make like you have to be really, and that's what makes it interesting because then that way you're actually having to pay attention to the game, and your phone and be tapping the thing, and like people at the game would have obviously like devices connected to the thing, so it's like Jeopardy, and you're like just buzzing in right there and then. And I think that, and you make it low prices, so people, you can't spend more than a certain amount. Everyone has an allotment, like you can only spend a certain amount. I wouldn't want it where like people are putting down like $2 million on this fucking shit, and then that's just fucking insane. Because then at that point you start to, people start to question the integrity and all stuff like that and whatever, which is why you would only want to do it certain times. And Super Bowl would be like, oh, because like that's like the biggest game, which is why it's like maybe not Super Bowl. But definitely Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl would be amazing to do some shit like that. Like you make the Pro Bowl now. Although I really love the Pro Bowl being in Honolulu. I think the Pro Bowl should always be in Hawaii. That should be a reward that the NFL pays to all the best players in the league. As a thank you to all the best players for being the best players. Like the Pro Bowl shouldn't just be like, it should be a combination of fan voting, coaches, and players, and media. And then you just use those things to determine, okay, who are the Pro Bowl players, and these are the guys that get rewarded at the end of the year for being the stars of the league, for being the best in the league, for making the most noise in the league, bringing the most attention to the league. So that I think that would be great, and then that'd be a way to resurrect the Pro Bowl, and then that'd be a way to make the Pro Bowl a serious shit. You could also make the reverse of Pro Bowl, which is like it's Pro Bowl, but it's not the best players. It's like the guys who are like, I don't know, the worst or something, and then make them turn that shit into like Mad Max and put bounties on people and shit and see if that motivates them. I don't know. But I wouldn't want to do it with the worst guys. I'd want to do it with the best guys. So that's why I say get the best guys, put them out there, put in-game betting, and put like in-game bets, and like, if you catch a touchdown, you get like big time money. Like we're not talking about $100,000. No, you gotta give these guys like $1 million for these accounts. That's motivation. Okay, and you wheel out the $1 million and like in cash, like we're putting there right in the middle of the field and shit, and tell these guys to go at it. And it's just ravenous. You want that? It's great. Television. Print it. So yeah, I think that could revive the Pro Bowl, and that'd be great for like the NBA All-Star game. Is in-game betting, but like that makes it look like a little video game and with LED lights and all this kind of shit. And you are telling what we discussed was that it would be tied to like whatever. There's got to be, every state would have their own casino that runs it. So like here in Florida, it would be Hard Rock. Like Hard Rock would run it. So you'd use the Hard Rock app to do the betting, and Vegas, and that would tie back to Vegas. And then that way that you could do the betting in your state. And then I don't know, figure it out. I don't know. You know what? Just make fucking betting legal. Stop with this bullshit. Make betting legal. Make fucking weed legal, for Christ's sake. Can we be done with this shit? I'm just over it, Aren't you over it? Aren't you tired of that shit? Aren't you tired of fucking, people fucking hating on gambling and like people giving a shit fuck about that, and like, aren't you tired of fucking like people fucking hating on fucking weed smoking? Aren't you tired of that shit? Aren't you tired of like all the conservative bullshit? I am. I'm fucking tired of it, bro. I'm broken from that shit. It's like, yo, man, just let people chill, bro. What's going on? So, I guess we'll be back here. When is it again? When is the next game? The 2nd, which is Friday. Okay, we just gotta give it a couple days, and yeah, you know what? We'll do that. We'll do it up, bro, because we gotta win this game. This is gonna be a win. This better be a goddamn win. So we're gonna go out there. We're gonna get this win, and then you'll get another Cultura. And we're gonna be getting the Cultura train on tracks. Did I do that right? I don't know. Who cares? Final thoughts. I miss Kyle Lowry because now I can't use the Kyle Lowry meme that I created that was so brilliant with John Lennon. Because in Get Back, John Lennon's like, hi, Kyle Lowry. And he doesn't say Kyle Lowry, but it sounds like he says Kyle Lowry. So that's why I did the Kyle Lowry thing. I thought it was really funny. So yeah, it sucks that I can't do no more. I don't know, man. Like, you just gotta give these guys time, bro, and you gotta hope these guys pull out of this shit. And this is a good start. You know, it's the first step to like just getting on back on track, getting a little, creating some space between Orlando and ourselves, and trying to move up a little bit in the post. Because you think these people really want to face the Celtics in round one? Like, do you think that that's maybe what it is? Like, are these people, like, sadists? Is Spo a sadist? Is he into, like, really, like, dark, kinky shit? Because that would be, like, fucked up, right? Like, if they did this shit on purpose just simply so they can get a chance to meet the Celtics, seeing that the Celtics are number one, so they can knock them out the first round, like, that's the play. Like, could that be the play? Can you imagine if that was the play? I know that's not the play, and I know it's like, they're not doing that. I mean, come on, get out of here. Are you stupid? They're just being lazy. I get it. Can you imagine if that was the play? That's dark, bro. That's some dark shit. Cultura. 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 However you say it, that's how you say it now and forever. I don't make the rules. I just make the rules. I am Studio Mogura, Studio MOGURA. Hit me up at the PayPal. Hit me up at the Cash App. Buy my book, Full Moon Nights, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, Chronicle of the Miami rave scene in the early 2000s. Check out my comic shop, octotaco.com, which also has my blog. Check out my TeePublic shop with all my t-shirt designs. And then check out my discography on Spotify via my playlist of all my tracks dating back from 1999 to last year with my latest release, The Reflection Blinds You from Seeing the Truth. Please stream my music. That's what I want you to do the most, is stream my music. And, you know, I don't know, man. I guess don't freak out. Just freak out.